Cinema.
Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And I gave you Under the Skin.
Yeah. And this shit belongs under the trash. Like...
Not even in the trash, just under
the fucking... Dig a
that
hole.
That way nobody ever finds it.
Exactly. This shit should be taken care of like a dead body. Like, you get rid of that shit.
So this stars Scarlett Johansson, and it was directed by Jonathan Glazer.
Yeah, if I ever see that dude in public, it's on sight. I'm going to punch him right in his throat.
So I'm going to let you kind of do your thing. What do you think about this movie?
I'm going to be honest, dude. The biggest thing that sticks out from my head is like, if you love Scarlett Johansson, like if she's like one of your favorite
I was going to say,
actresses.
I just gave you Scarlett Johansson naked on a platter.
No, you thought you did. That's what the tagline for this movie. You want to see Scarlett Johansson almost naked for 2 fucking hours? This is the one to watch. Dude, that's
almost
not,
naked. They
that's
give her
not-
like close up.
That's not her ass, bro. That's not her, dude.
You don't think so?
That's a body double. That's a body double.
I don't think it is. I think that is Scarlett Johansson.
Because when she did that one movie...
This is back in 2013, too.
Yeah, I know.
12, 11.
When she did that damn movie with whatchamacallit, she didn't use her body in that one. So
I think this is her actual body, though.
I'd have to fact check that, but because like when this movie was made, she had done Avengers, so like she wasn't hurt for cash
Right.
when she did this shit. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, what part of like when she read the script was she was like, "Oh, this is a movie that's gonna be great. People will love this. This is definitely a way for me to cash in on my hype of the MCU." No. I don't know, dude. Like, this movie makes no fucking sense. Like, if the point of it is to try to prove that men are a piece of shit, like, mission accomplished. Like, I feel like we already do that. Because this is literally the movie is her riding around looking for dudes that have no families. And she takes them into this, like, room. And they walk into some black water. And then that's the end of it. Like, it wasn't even cool kills. Nothing. Like, you know how we watch these movies and I always like find at least one thing I enjoyed about it. Like, I couldn't find shit in this movie to like.
Not even Scarlett Johansson's naked body.
No,
That's
man,
you didn't
because
believe it was her.
She's
Yeah.
not even really acting in the motherfucker, honestly.
I think it's one of her best roles. She's doing a great job acting like an alien.
Dude, and I don't know, bro. This movie is just like, by the time you get to the alien part, you don't even give a shit anymore. Like, I was just like in this fucking thing already.
So,
Like,
what do you think this whole thing's about? Like, obviously, it's an alien. What is it doing?
well, that's the thing. I called it from the beginning. When she walks up on that or when old boy pulls up, grabs the lifeless body out of the bushes and tosses it in the back of that van. And then she gets in and she's undresses the body and all that shit and then puts, the clothes on. I'm thinking, okay, it's Invasion of Body Snatchers type shit. That's what that's what kind of movie we're watching.
Okay.
And then she does the thing where she takes the guy and then she takes another guy and then she gets the weird looking dude.
Mm-hmm. The Elephant Man.
Yeah. Like, I didn't want to say that, but that's his face.
I mean,
his face was fuggled.
Yeah, it's a good way to let the people know that haven't seen it what we're talking about. He's an Elephant Man. He had a fucked up face.
Right. And I guess she felt bad for him or they didn't want whatever he had because, I mean,
He's one of the fucked up ones. We don't want any of that.
Well, I mean, think about it, dude. The two normal dudes, they took their bodies like it wasn't shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this dude, they're like, oh, nah, man, we know this is damaged goods. We're going to send that back.
Oh, my God.
Because that's the last thing it shows of that guy is him walking naked through a field.
That is fucking hilarious.
Like they wiped his mind. Like he doesn't know who he is anymore. He's just walking around naked in Scotland.
Okay.
That's another thing. Okay, that's the one good thing I could tell you about this movie. I don't have to go to Scotland now. I feel like I've seen all the cool shit there.
Dude, I had to turn on closed caption because I could not understand these fucking accents.
Oh yeah, Scottish people have real thick accents.
Fun fact, a lot of this was, whenever she's driving in the truck and a guy walks up, that's actually found footage. I mean, not found footage, fucking a hidden camera that's recording them, and then they sound a waiver to be in the movie later. So those are like not actors. Those are just random guys that they filmed.
Even the ones that got in with her and stuff?
I don't know about that, but I know the ones that walked, like the guy that gave her the roses and shit like that. Those are like real people that they hidden cam recorded. I thought that was a cool.
I wonder if the blood on that thing was real.
Well, he was handing out fucking
roses,
and they were very thorny. So
she's holding that shit like You know what I'm saying? Like she'd never seen blood before.
Yeah.
Like little things gives it away that she's obviously not fucking human.
Right.
But that was what I gathered was they were taking these guys and hollowing them out and then using their skin to walk around and like either kill us or observe us. Or,
Well, there was the one where, okay, she swallows the one guy and then she swallows the second guy, but the second guy kind of falls. You follow with him. By the way, I didn't realize they were going to show this much dick in this movie. I was like, there's dick everywhere.
Yeah, a lot.
Anyway, he goes down there, but he sees the first guy and he pops like a balloon, but then it shows like meat being served down a fucking thing because that's what they're using as fuel is like human meat. I don't know. That's what I gathered from it anyway.
I just thought they were just getting rid of what they weren't going to use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they were softening them up so they just suck them out.
Yeah, I think what was left behind is what they don't use, but everything like inside is what they're like sucking out of people. I don't know.
Just a super long, a lot of ASMR in this movie if you're into that shit.
The fucking music is great. Like whoever did the soundtrack, like even the wife like walked in, she's like, that music, I don't like that at all. But that's kind of the point. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable.
I hated that fucking scene with that baby crying.
Yeah, it really got
Got
my
to
skin.
me, bro. You know I got kids. I don't like that shit.
I don't even
at all.
have kids, but that shit got under my fucking skin. Like,
And
but
then she just left the fucking kid too. Like,
but it's to show how like detached from emotion she is. She's an alien. She doesn't have emotions like we have.
she's like fucking picking through the rocks and gets like a big enough one to kill the fucking dude.
Yeah, that shit hurt my head watching that shit. Like she smacked the fuck out of him. You know, the actor wanted to look up, like, damn, bitch, calm down.
Pretending shit.
Yeah, you hit me for real.
Well, now you ruined the take, bro. She's got to do it again.
Yeah. That motherfucker hard. So yeah, that was the part where there was a dog swimming. A lady goes after it because it got into the current, and now she got into the fucking current. Now the husband is going after her.
And they leave the baby on the shore. Like,
That's what I was thinking. Like,
that's stupid as fuck. Like,
that was kind of dumb.
First of all,
If you saw
I get if
your
you're a
wife,
dog person,
Yeah.
whatever. Fuck that dog, dude. Like Rover should have known better than to go out into the fucking
like
ocean.
if you saw your wife drifting off, but you saw your daughter on the beach, like it's like, what do you do?
I don't know, man. It's just different. Like, because I would have my son too, and my son's old enough that, like, if something happened, like, to call 911. Like, I would give him my phone, like, you call 911.
I guess, but you saw the circumstances
Right.
in the movie. That
But
wasn't
I
really-
don't think you can leave. Yeah, in that, like, I wouldn't want my wife to come for me if it was just, if it was the other way around, So, yeah, like, I don't think you can leave the infant.
But
the toddler
the
for
whole,
that.
it was a very uncomfortable scene, and
Yes.
that was kind of the point, is to like show how much it bothered you, but it didn't bother Scarlett Johansson at all because she's a fucking alien. This is how detached, because it plays a part later in the movie, kind of. So she gets the third guy, the Elephant Man,
Yep.
and she lets him go. There's a moment where she's like looking in the mirror, trying to like figure shit out. And then I don't understand the motorcycle man. He has some kind of like, he's either like in charge of her
Mhm.
or something.
That's what I thought. Like, he was
Yeah,
like
he's like the boss.
supervisor.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
There's a
too.
couple of them.
Mhm.
Like, you see them, they have which that leads nowhere. You see all these motorcycles driving off into the distance, like, I would assume to like get certain people. I didn't like the one where he goes in and just kidnaps that dude from his fucking family. Like, he just breaks into his house and throws him in a fucking trunk
Yeah,
and just disappears.
yeah.
And like that. And the kids are like, Daddy, shit like that.
True. Well,
I felt like this whole movie was just uncomfortable scene after uncomfortable scene.
yeah, but
like-
I want to get to like, I want to get through it to see like
No,
what
no,
you
I get
thought
it.
of, like what it was trying to say. Because obviously they don't make a movie for no reason. Like they're obviously trying to say something. So I'm trying to.
No, I get you. So she lets the elephant dude go. Well, then it has like a break where I don't know, I guess she's hurt or the body is like decaying on her or some shit.
Something happens. She falls, but she sees all these people like trying to help her, and it kind of like takes her back. Like, why do all these people care about me? I mean nothing to them.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's a big
then-
part. And then she's trying to get away from the motorcycle man. That's the whole thing. Is she's like trying to get away from him for some reason because there's something going on with her.
And she tries to eat
Yeah, she tries to eat a piece of cake and throws it up
Which,
because
that looked like the most
delicious cake.
piece
That's
of
exactly
fucking cake I've ever seen. Like, how much was the budget for that cake piece, man?
Well, let me get a piece because oh my god, that shit looked.
I was
good.
pissed she threw up on it. Like, fuck, now nobody gets to eat that cake after the take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just look like the way she scooped it up on the fork, like she wasn't letting a single piece of that shit fall off.
It looks so good.
I ain't gonna lie, that cake part, that for me was by far my favorite part of the movie.
It's like I said out loud to him, like that is the most delicious looking cake I've ever seen.
It's true fat guy shit right
Yeah,
there, dude.
right.
We both called that out. Like, God damn, it's a good looking cake. Like,
She throws up the cake and
she
and then
starts walking down the road. And the
Right.
dude tells her, "Hey, there's a bus that comes. You want to wait for it." She gets on the bait. She meets another guy, and that's why I said this kind of movie is like, was the message to just like show that all men, when a hot chick is like looking vulnerable, let me take advantage of her. Let me do something terrible to her, because almost all of them immediately try to fuck her. Like every fucking one of them. Now,
I mean, she is pretty fucking hot. Like she's like,
I mean, it's Scarlett
10
Johansson.
out
I
of
get
10.
that, but like that should make you even more cautious. Like, why is this bitch so okay with me pulling her? You know what I mean?
all right.
And I don't know. Like, it just doesn't seem realistic. Like, especially that ugly motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, but that's the thing is us as guys, like the hotter the girl, yeah, we should be suspicious, but we're fucking not. Like if a hot girl is trying to throw us a bone, we're
well,
not
that's what
gonna
I'm
question
saying.
it.
It's like they're all like, if you get like a hot piece of ass in front of you, like men have no brains. Like,
Yeah, we shut off.
I mean, maybe for some, but like, I'm not that fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
This chick's riding around in a van big enough to store bodies in. Like,
The only thing I would think is I actually had a fucking nightmare about this is, oh my god,
or it's her in the front seat, but then you get in and there's a dude behind you that chloroforms your ass and they
Right.
steal your kidneys. I'm paranoid as shit. I think about stuff like that. Like,
yeah. And my thing is, so I had a nightmare one time. I don't even know where it came from. There was a girl I was with, never met her in my life. It's just some random girl that I met, and we're about to have sex, and I'm like, oh, let me get a condom. She's like, no, it's cool. You know, I'm like, all right, whatever. So she gets on top of me. We're doing our thing. She like leans in right next to my ear. She's like, welcome to the world of AIDS. I woke up in a panic.
I want to throw it up, bro.
I woke up in such a panic. My heart was pounding. It's like the biggest nightmare, but that's what I'm like scared of. Is like, what do you have that you're trying to give me, bitch?
Well, I mean, shit, that was like a thing in the 90s.
All right. And that was like that's always been like my biggest fear is like just getting AIDS because there's nothing you can do about it once you got it.
I know it's crazy. Before COVID, like AIDS was the worst thing people ever fear. It's like, oh, just can't get that AIDS, man. You know,
Right.
like now it's just like, oh, dirty needles, bro. I don't give a shit. Barehand it. Like, it's not COVID. Fuck it, dog.
Right. So yeah, that's kind of like you do have those reservations like, you're being a little too. So I get what you're saying. She's a little too forward about it.
Yeah.
You should be a
and-
little more cautious.
So other than the part of when she lets that guy go, but like I said, I figured that
Well, you were getting to the next guy. Like he talks to her on
yeah.
the bus. This is a good point.
he actually seems like he's not trying to just be a piece of shit. Like he wants to
He
help
wants
her
to take
out.
care of her. Yeah.
Yeah, he feeds her. They watch some TV together. They go on a walk and all this shit.
But the thing is, she's also not trying to like absorb him. She's actually going along with it.
right.
So
Because that's the thing I gather was either she doesn't want to do this anymore, or like you said, she's trying to get away or whatever, and she knows that if she does that, he'll know where she's at or whatever.
yeah.
Because she takes him somewhere different every time. It's
Mhm.
like this thing. I don't know if it's supposed to be in her mind or what, but they just take off all their clothes and they start walking and they start falling into this like quicksand looking water type deal, and then she just puts her clothes back on and walks out.
Can I just? Never mind. I don't want to touch on it.
No.
I just get. I feel weird talking about another dude's boner. But why do these guys already have like hard-ons? Like
Oh,
Is
because
that what, like-
it's Scarlett Johansson. Like you can't hide that in real life, bro.
Scarlett
Like,
Johansson that hard, that
She's
hot
half
that you
naked in
take
front of you.
that you take your clothes off and you just got a fucking stiffy.
if she's half naked, and I mean, it's like anybody else, dude. Like you know damn well if you know you're getting laid, like if you know you're at that point, clothes are being taken off, and you get excited, bro.
I guess, but I feel like I need a little bit more stimulation than that. Like, these guys are...
Well, that's the thing about it. All of them were like hapless fucking losers and shit. So like all of them, there ain't no telling when they got laid. You know that one dude never been laid.
Right,
So,
right. He even said he's a virgin, never been with a girl.
He probably came when she fucking touched him. Like,
That guy was, that's a real life guy. Like, his face is actually really like that. It's like
oh, sorry, bud. I didn't know you were
non-cancerous tumors or anything.
That's
Well,
tough.
he appreciated his role because of what it was trying to say, which
Right.
I'm going to get to eventually. But I just want to get through the movie before we start touching on what it means, because I like this, like, touching on the scenes and what they mean to you.
I think you get a kick out of it because you read what the dude was talking about, and then like we go back and you're like, you have like the overall picture.
My thing is, like, I have like I like to think I understand what the director writer is trying to say. You have a different perspective. You have a very interesting perspective on these movies, and I like hearing your perspective. I don't want to push my shit onto you, and then
Right.
you're like, "Oh yeah, that does make sense."
But
I
what
want to
I'm
hear
saying-
what you're trying to say because I find it fascinating.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, do you look up and see what the guy was actually trying to, or is this just what you thought your interpretation of it was? Is what I'm saying.
Well, I just watched the movie, so
Well, no, I
Yeah,
didn't-
yeah.
But I get what you're saying. But like, I don't know if you like had already seen this movie or had it.
okay.
or-
So the story behind this movie is there's a movie reviewer, Chris Stuckman. He did like a deep dive on this movie years ago, and I ended up watching it because I didn't see the movie, but I was like, what is this about? Let me just watch it. And he made a really compelling argument for me to like want to watch this movie, but it was so long ago I don't remember what he was
so
trying
you
to
watched the
say
review before.
before I watched the
before
movie.
you watched
But
the
he got me interested in wanting to watch this movie. That's why I bought it, and I haven't watched it till now
Gotcha.
because I knew it was a super artsy movie, and there's like a threshold of artsy that I have to be in the mood for. Like Stalker, got to be in the mood for something that slow and artsy.
Right.
And this is one. I knew this was up there.
So, like you said, she gets with the one guy. He doesn't do all that. Then it leads up to it when they're about to do it. And this guy actually gets further than anybody else.
Mhm.
He actually gets in there. And because she's never made it that far with any of these guys, she freaks the fuck out. Starts checking down there with a lamp and all that.
Yeah,
like,
she didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Like, what are you
And,
doing down there?
She ends up leaving that guy, like dipping on him.
Right. And then she goes to the woods.
She goes to the woods, and I don't know why she goes to the woods, but then she reads into that creepy park ranger guy, or at least logger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's real nice out here. Not a lot of people out here, I'm like, okay, tell what this guy's going to be about here in a second.
Red flag.
And she goes and finds this cabin,
It's apparently a
like a ranger station. Or
no. It's a hiker's cabin. So if it starts storming or whatever, hikers
somewhere
can
to shelter.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So she like crawls up in a corner and like goes to sleep. Well, she wakes up, somebody groping the shit out of her. Surprise, surprise, logger man. She runs out, finds the truck, and it's running. And she tries to like get in and leave, or it's not running, I don't think. But yeah, because she gets out of it and leaves.
Yeah.
Anyways, she ends up getting away from him, but she falls and like stuff and like ends up tearing some of her skin open.
Well, first he's like trying to rape her. Like that's what it comes down to.
Oh, that's right. He does catch up to her. That's right.
Yeah,
But
he's catching up to her, and
while he's ripping her clothes off,
he actually accidentally ripped some of her skin. He's like, "What the fuck?"
and then once he sees what's under it, he freaks the fuck out, which for good measure.
Yeah.
She pulls off Scarlett Johansson's top half and turns it around and looks at it. And she kind of looks like the Silver Surfer from Fantastic Four, too.
Yeah.
Like when he's off the board, he's like a different shade of gray.
Uh-huh.
Like he goes from being silver, like the board makes him silver. And then when he's off of it, he's kind of like a darker, charcoal-y color. That's like what she was. So I always thought like maybe this is a secret MCU connection. Silver Surfer's wife. That's why he's on the board working for Galactus, because this lady died on Earth trying to be Scarlett Johansson.
Right.
Boom. Black Widow connection too. Oh my God, bro. This movie just got so much better. Had I watched this with you, I might have enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's fascinating how my mind works.
That's why I let you talk things out, because it's fucking hilarious.
It's like a beautiful mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a beautiful mind.
But I think that's what it is. It's a Silver Surfer's wife. She hates the war. She hates Earth because they made her go do all that nasty shit, and now Galactus and her husband are coming for us all. That's what I take from this movie now.
It's fucking hilarious.
That's the overall for me.
Yeah, it's part of the MCU universe now.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it ends. Like, no, she dies, don't she?
Logger gets some gasoline.
Oh, it lights her up. That's
pours
right.
it all over her and lights her the fuck up, burns her to death. Bikers looking for her, can't find her because she's ashes now.
Mm-hmm.
Then it ends. Yep.
But it shows right before she goes to the woods, it shows the guys all getting on different bikes. There's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
They all drive somewhere else, but it doesn't.
I didn't really get that one. All I can think is they're going off into their own little like areas to
steal more people.
Yeah.
Because like I said, every now and then it would show one of those guys from the bikes like just randomly kidnap the shit out of somebody. But like, I don't know if it was like with the women, it was easier. Like they could get more bodies that way because they were willing to go with her. Than with a man, like nobody's going to go with a creepy dude.
Yeah.
So like they had to kidnap people as the men.
Right.
This is what I figured. But
I take it as like the aliens need fuel and they're using humans as fuel and they have to like lead them into whatever so they can get dissected or whatever. But it's not even like the point of the movie for me anyway.
So what? Yeah, that's pretty much what I took from it. It was just like a shitty artsy alien movie that I hated immensely.
This movie is about how we view, or how some people view, beauty above everything. So
that's a really fucked up way of doing
yeah, it is. So the beginning of the movie, Scarlett Johansson, the alien, is just absorbing these men, not really thinking anything of it. When she gets to the Elephant Man, there's something that she has a connection with. She realizes how like caring he is and how there's something different about him than the other men.
Well, he was like the only one that like actually tried to like talk to her and like
exactly. He's like a pure human, like just
she had never seen that before.
Exactly. So whenever she lets him go, she's looking in the mirror and she realizes there's something going on inside of her that she can't really explain.
And I think that's where she changed, and like because she was never right after that moment. Like,
right.
I think she was feeding on them because that was what was keeping her alive.
Right. And what it is she's starting to develop feelings. It's something humans have that the aliens don't. And she's starting to develop them. And she doesn't know what it is or what to do with it. And so she's running away from the biker man because, you know, she's having this new epiphany about herself. And she wants to explore it, I think. So whenever the guy on the bus is being nice to her, she wants to explore these emotions because he's not trying to fuck her. He's trying to be good to her, like you said, take care of her. So she sees this as a way for her to explore her like feelings and emotions. I don't remember why she ended up leaving.
Because they were having sex and she got freaked out because she had never had sex before.
Yeah, so she didn't really know what was going on, so she bailed. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then it kind of kicked back that what she was there for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I think at the end of it, she was like, oh, that's all it boils down to. They just want to do something physical to you. Right.
What the logger is the powerful scene because at first he wants to fuck her. He wants to have his way with her until he finds out who she really is. And then he wants to burn her. He wants to kill her because he sees her for what she really is. And that's kind of like how we do with people. Like, I'm sure you've dated a girl that you're like, man, she's banging. She's like, good looking girl. She's into me. And then you get to know her and then you're like, oh, this bitch is not great. Like, she's fucked up. Like, she's not right.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier with somebody we know.
Yeah.
That looks overtook, personality and character on that one.
Exactly. And that's kind of what this movie is harping onto is like, we're so focused on the look sometimes that we don't stop to see who somebody is for who they are. We get scared by it and we need to take the time to really see what people are.
You think you could bang an alien, dude?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Right.
I mean, it really depends, like, what kind of alien we're talking, like Predator, we're talking, like,
Yeah,
Alien,
like,
or something like out of this movie.
Yeah, see, I don't think I could bang a predator or an alien.
That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine, like, a female Predator? Like,
No,
I feel like
see.
she'll just rip my dick off as soon as it.
Right? Like use my fucking face as a shield or something.
Yeah, right. So I could if there's, like,
The alien, same thing. Like the mother alien from the Alien movies.
oh, it's gonna smell so bad.
Oh, dude. The
I was just thinking about the
acid-
smell. Yeah.
The acid, bro. It's impossible.
Yeah.
But like, if we're talking about like a banging hot alien chick, like that's a little different.
There's another movie I wanted to watch. I wanted to make you watch called Annihilation.
Like
Shit,
Gamora. Like you did Gamora.
Exactly, Gamora.
Yeah,
I fuck
you did
shit out of it.
Gamora.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
no problems with it. I keep thinking about the smell. Like, aliens got to have a different smell that's just not for us.
Maybe it's better.
Like, we have pheromones that attract us to one another. Like, we're just not gonna have those pheromones with an alien. It's just gonna smell like a rotten banana.
What if it was so good and like you couldn't go back to fucking like what regular women? Like you only wanted alien pussy? Like it was just that was the difference. There's a chemical in alien pussy that's
It's
just
an
like
addictive.
I can't fucking stand it. Like they should make a movie about that.
Yeah, you should.
I begged an alien and ruined my life.
Yeah. He's trying to have sex with like regular women and just can't come.
Yeah,
No,
like-
what's wrong?
I
Like, you
can't
don't
even
care.
get into it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Like it's changed him. Like on a like you said on a cellular level.
Right.
Goes to a doctor. What the fuck is wrong with me? I never had a problem. And it turns out you got alien herpes, and that means you can't get turned on by your. How the fuck do you know about this?
Right.
Because I have it too. I thought it was the only one.
And then they just fuck each other.
What? Because I am an alien. But yeah, dude, this movie was so fucking frustrating. It was just kind of slow paced.
Yeah, it's
And like until the end of it, you know, that's when you gather all your shit that you just watched. And like I said, by the time I got to, I just was like, God, I need this to end. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, not that I cared a lot to begin with, but like by the time, like, there was just nothing in this movie that made me want to keep going with it.
yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm in it by now. I'm like, but it was probably about 40 minutes in. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck this movie's talking about, but I don't care anymore. Like, they
Right.
fucking lost me at the credits with this shit. Like, and it just seemed like I said, it just seemed like everything. It felt like Stalker. Like, it just felt brutally long. And it really wasn't that long of a movie. I think
Yeah,
it's
it
only
really
like an
wasn't.
hour 40, you know?
Yeah.
It's not really that long, but
Mm-mm.
I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. It was painful.
I love the journey on what somebody is trying to say. Like trying to figure it out. Like what are you trying to say here?
I mean, to a certain extent, man, but like when you have to make up your own ending and shit, like that's where I think you're just kind of like, I don't know. Like at Jacob's Ladder, that's kind of the same situation, but I felt like, I don't know, it showed
It had
you
enough to latch
the
on to.
imagery and shit was enough to shock you and like keep you going to like, holy fuck, like I want to know what's going on with this guy. Like at the end, like by the time she showed that she's an alien, I was just like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Right.
Like, of course she's an alien. Like, where else could they have gone with this? Like, other than her being an alien, you know?
That's yeah, I guess you're right. I had actually read up on the wiki
That's what I said. Maybe the dude, like I said, and if his whole thing was to see that like men can be natural predators, then yeah, that was a big thing I got from
That's
it
what I
too,
was going
like-
for at first. I'm like, maybe they're trying to show like how shitty men are and
Like how shallow and fucking shitty we
yeah,
are.
exactly. I thought it was like a very pro-feminist at first, but then I started to see like, oh, it's about emotions and beauty and
Yeah,
stuff
like I was
that.
really surprised that you said a man directed this. Like this felt like a woman director, woman writer.
The first,
and
like-
they went for Scarlet. Like you got to do this.
Yeah, the
Like,
first quarter of it definitely felt like a pro-feminist movie, but
And
I think it was a really good message. But
I
on the
wonder if
wiki-
that guy ever directed another movie.
Oh,
though.
I'm sure he did. I could look him up and see, but I wanted to read this wiki because I found it interesting. Glazier, I know wiki can be changed at all times, so it doesn't matter, but I'll just read what this says. Glazier developed Under the Skin for over a decade. He and co-star writer Walter Campbell pared it back from elaborate special effects heavy concept to a sparse story focused on alien perspective of the human world. Most of the cast was chosen from applicants without previous acting experience, and many scenes were filmed with hidden cameras. I thought it was so funny. That's such a cool way to like do something. Under the Skin received acclaim for Jonathan or Johansson's performance, Glazier's directing, and Mika Levi's score, which I talked about was amazing. It received numerous accolades and awards. It was named Best Film of the Year by various critics and publications and was included in many Best of the Decade list. Was ranked number 61 on BBC's 100 Greatest Films of the 21st Century list.
Who the fuck is making these lists, bro? The fuck out of here with that shit. Like, numerous accolades. Get the fuck out of here.
I knew you wouldn't like.
Yeah, it was a sweep at the Who Gives a Fuck Awards. Yeah, like, come on, bro. I don't know. I did not enjoy this one by any means. Like,
what do you give it a? You give it a 5?
no, I ain't giving it a fucking 5, bro. It does not get a fucking 5. And this isn't one of those situations where, like, you know, on next week's episode, I'll be like, you know, remember last week when I said it was a 5?
Because you're gonna sit.
It was
You're
like
gonna
a
think
6. And like, no, like, if anything, I'll come back next week and be like, yeah, you remember when I said a 4, motherfucker? It's a 3. Like, being fair. Because, like, I also try to compare it to some of the other shit movies I've seen. Like what was my bottom movie? And is it worse than that?
I know Nothing and Stalker are the two like fighting.
Stalker, I don't know, bro. I don't think anybody will take Stalker for a while. Like, that shit was just, I don't know. It was like taking a really long shit that wouldn't come out properly. That's what Stalker felt like. But yeah, I'm going 3.1. Like,
I think I could help this score.
it's the MCU connection, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
Yes, it was actually Scarlett Johansson naked in the film. Does that help the score at all?
3.5. Because it didn't show any titties or anything. So.
Yes, it did. What are you
That
talking
took, like,
about?
fucking from across the room, bro.
It showed like full bush. Like, what do you want? You
It
wanted
didn't
to like.
It didn't show her. It didn't show that.
Yeah.
It showed her ass a couple times, bro.
Did you watch the movie? Because there was one.
It was more silhouette than anything, dude.
There was one where she was looking in the mirror and she was like checking out her whole body. It was like close-ups of her tits and everything.
Yeah, that was probably the best one. That in the beginning when she's laying on the white light, but I don't know, dude.
Just giving you a hard time.
It wasn't her, was it?
Yes, it was. It was really just Scarlett Johansson. It says she agreed to go naked in the film.
Huh. I don't know if seeing her naked is enough to go back and watch it again, dude. That's how bad that fucking
I mean,
shit
Mr.
was.
Skin's got you covered. It's cool.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Skin. That's all I can see is Paul Rudd doing that.
I know,
for that
right?
movie, dude.
I give this movie a highly recommended. I actually really enjoyed this movie, and I like the art, the like trying to figure it out aspect, see what the director's trying to say.
You know,
I like the message that it was trying to say. I like Scarlett Johansson's acting in this movie.
That's the shitty thing about it is I enjoy Scarlett Johansson. She's one of my favorite actresses. Like, I like her comedy. I like her dramatic roles. Of course, I love her as Black Widow. You know, I was really upset because, like, I was like, well, maybe she can save this fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, she didn't do bad, especially with what she had to fucking work with. Like, I don't know. She had to really fucking believe in the vision this dude sold her on, because I just don't see her like this coming across her desk or her agent's desk.
You ever notice that like these big A-list celebrities always have to do like an artsy movie?
They
to
have
kinda,
like one passion project every 3 years, and this must have been hers because, like, I don't know, bro. Like, this isn't like any other movie I've seen her in, and I've seen her in a lot of shit. I even watched that bullshit Ghost in the Shell movie she did.
Oh, I heard it was like not very.
Everybody complained because they whitewashed her, which I mean they really did. But
I
like,
guess, but they also weren't you know, to the source material.
some of it they did, but not much.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
literally just her and her bodyguard dude. Like that was it. Which I didn't think he did a bad job.
I'd
but-
rather just watch Ghost in the Shell. I don't need to watch a live action.
That's what I
version of
said. The anime is fantastic.
it. I've heard that.
And I keep hearing they're trying to redo a lot. I keep hearing they're trying to do a live action Akira, and I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to see it. Like
It never translates. Like
I want to see. I love the original Akira. Like that doesn't need to.
I'm
be
trying to
redone.
think. Was there a live action like anime that was good? Because Dragon Ball Z, no.
Dragon Ball Evolution
Yeah.
was terrible.
And the
Steve will give it to me on Blu-ray.
did you watch it?
Fuck no, I haven't watched it. It's there though.
The Avatar was horrible. M. Night Shyamalan.
But that's because they did a completely different show.
It's because he didn't know what the source material was.
Right. I actually don't hate that movie. Like if you go into it and like me and you've never watched an Airbender episode and you just watch it, it's not a terrible movie. But like if you like the actual show at all, you're going to be so livid.
That's what I heard, bastardized. Because
they said he just completely ignored shit. Like,
yeah. He did his own thing.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, I get to do a fantasy movie? Let's do this. Like, I'm not going to pay attention to the...
You're going to give me how much? Oh, okay. Yeah.
He just came out with a new movie?
Which one?
Old.
Oh, I think I seen the preview for that.
Yeah. People get trapped on an island and get old.
Yeah.
Fucking M. Night Shyamalan, like, really. You know what?
I still haven't watched Glass yet.
I haven't either. I still have it on my shelf. I'm just like...
It looks cool.
I have
though.
Unbreakable and I have Split. Like, I don't need to ruin it with Glass.
Split's so good, though.
Split's so good. Unbreakable's so good.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I don't like it as much.
I like it more than Split, but I still enjoy Split.
That's why I want to see Glass, because I feel like Glass will be the one that ties it all together.
Top 5. Never mind. There's not enough M. Night Shyamalan type 5.
Top 5? Oh, I could do that.
Can you?
Yeah, I could.
Go for it.
It's like maybe 5. So you got Signs.
Oh, right, yeah.
You got fucking Sixth Sense.
Yep. He's done so many movies. You think
Split.
Yep.
I'll put Unbreakable in it just because. Like,
fill out the catalog.
And one that I didn't think was completely terrible, but I'll probably put The Last Airbender. You know what? I'm gonna take Unbreakable out. I'll put Last Airbender at 4, and then Lady in the Water at 5.
Fuck off,
Dude. Lady in the Water. Paul Giamatti was at least good, didn't he?
I guess, but he doesn't save the whole fucking movie.
No, but I was working at Mugs, and I sat down and watched it one day. Just
Signs is number 1. That's his best movie he's ever done.
For sure. Sixth Sense, close second.
Unbreakable.
Split's good.
Wait. What the fuck did I say? Signs?
Yeah.
The Sixth Sense is the number 1 movie he's ever made. I don't know why I said Signs. I knew something wasn't
I was
right.
going to say, I don't even think you like Signs that much.
Yeah, that's what I misspoke.
Joaquin's great.
The Sixth Sense is his number 1 movie that he's ever made. It's great.
For sure.
Unbreakable
It's also his
is
first
amazing.
one.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Split is the 3rd. I don't hate Signs, but I don't love it either. There are things I do enjoy about it because Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix are great in it. And plus, like the
even the Culkin kid.
I was gonna say the Culkin kid does great. Even the little girl is contaminated.
Yeah, she's great.
Fucking sells it. And then that's it. I can't make it to 5.
The Village was terrible.
It was fucking awful.
Like I try to forget that he even made that movie.
The one where the plants kill people. What is it
Oh,
called?
I forgot. Never mind, dude. Never mind. Last
What?
Airbender's out of there, dude. Or Lady in the Water's out of there.
Uh-huh.
Fucking The Happening, bro. The Happening is number
it like
3.
is it like an ironic love for this movie, or do you actually love this movie?
No, I just like the kills, man. I think the kills are fantastic. And I like when Mark Wahlberg's talking to the plant.
Mark Wahlberg was like one of his worst performances.
Dude, it's like, but he was at the height of Mark Wahlberg fever.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't fucking make a movie
It's
that
the
people
only
didn't
reason
like.
it made money is because he was in it.
He had The Departed. He had Ted. I mean, he had like a hit after hit after hit.
And then
dude.
he did this fucking movie.
And it still made fucking money, bro. And it didn't slow the Wahlberg train down one bit, dude.
I hated it, but I can only get 4. I don't even have 5. I'm not gonna throw one in just because. Like, I hate the rest of his movies.
That's what Last Airbender is for me, is like a throw in to make it a 5.
They all
But
suck.
I like the others enough that that's a solid 4.
Yeah.
That's a solid 4.
So yeah, I highly recommend Under the Skin. I was gonna say Color Out of Space, but I recommend both of those.
I watched a movie called Skinwalkers. It was a B movie about fucking werewolves. I'd watch that shit again before I'd watch this fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
Pars grade, don't even bother with this shit. Just Google her fucking dudes from this movie.
Right.
And you get the same enjoyment as you did the hour and 40 minutes of this shit. Told you it was going to be War with Cinema this week, bro. You know, you'd be very proud of me. Like, I wanted to dog you for this one.
Yeah.
But you didn't like Fever Pitch a lot, and you didn't make
That's
me
the reason I gave you this one, because
Right.
Fever Pitch fucking sucks.
But you didn't make me death box it, so I didn't go completely shit on you.
Yeah.
But
That's you gave me.
It's a stupid comedy, but
I feel like I've seen this before, but then I started to look at the people in it, and I'm like, I don't recognize anybody.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a right now. The best part of this fucking movie is Zach Galifianakis and the other guy. This is one of those ones where.
How much is Zach Galifianakis in it? Because sometimes he could be in it like 10%.
He's his best friend. So
oh my God, yes.
He's about 20 minutes. He's about 20 to 30. I don't know. He's in the fucking scenes, but he's not always talking and doing shit. But
okay.
Yeah, this is one of those movies that the ensemble is way better than the main character. Like they make the movie better. The main character's just kind of there.
It's called Out Cold, which I feel like I've seen, but I've never watched.
It's one of those like low budget comedies.
I love that you know that I haven't seen this and you just brought it over. Like this wasn't on any list. You're just like, I know he hasn't seen this shit.
I think it was on your original list and it was in that stack. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm bringing it back over there.
I should have just came over. I didn't even think about that. You should have brought me to your house today and I could have went through your stacks.
I know.
Fuck, I didn't even think about that.
Well, my wife and shit was asleep. That's why.
Fuck them. I'm just kidding, Ashley. Please don't.
She'll hunt you down.
I know, right? Take this new Highlander and run you over with it.
Because it's strong enough. It could
I know. I was gonna get a 4Runner before I got the Lexus, but
she looked at those, but
no. I was looking at the comparison. She made a better choice with the Highlander.
it's fully loaded. I think that's why she went with it. The 4Runner was just like a regular model. This one was like all the bells and whistles, dude.
Well, I always thought back in the day the Highlander was like the bigger model of the 4Runner, but nowadays the 4Runner is the bigger model than the Highlander.
Yeah, and then they got the one above both of them. I forget what it's called, but it's like a.
But that's the Lexus one though. It's not. It's not a Toyota.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that one's pretty bad. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those things look like tanks.
I know. I want a 4Runner so bad, but they're so fucking expensive. I got my car for like less than $20,000. That's the only reason I say that.
But yeah, I felt like last time, whenever you give me a movie that I did not enjoy, I would always try to outdo how much you make you unenjoy the next one. But
yeah,
I feel
because
like
you know my
we gotta stop that cycle.
No, we don't.
So I'm giving you a movie that you may like it, you may not, but if not, I still enjoy it enough that I'll enjoy watching.
If I enjoy it, I know which movie I'm going to give you next because I've been dying to talk about this fucking movie.
Right.
But which I think I might enjoy this one comedy wise. But I've been wanting to talk about Primal Fear bad.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I know you're gonna like it, so that's why I've been holding off.
Right.
But it might be Primal Fear next, depending on how this goes.
I was stuck between this and I was gonna give you Devil's Advocate, but I didn't have time to dig the motherfucker out. So
I watched it. It's on HBO Go Max. I mean.
Oh, and I have Max too.
Yeah.
So like maybe my next pick will do Devil's Advocate, depending on how you like this one and how bad you shit on me for your next pick. Because I'm not going to give you Devil's Advocate if you shit on me again. Because that is a good fucking movie, bro. I don't care who you're talking to. If they say they don't fuck with Devil's Advocate, I don't fuck with them, bro. Movie's great.
So I didn't do any I didn't buy any movies online.
Yeah, you didn't. People are going to be like, did you post anything on Gram? I haven't been on Instagram
No,
today.
I didn't yet. But I did go out with you to your little...
You did, man. You came out with the collector on the hunt today.
I found some gems. I want to go back to that guy. Like, I don't know where he gets his movies from, but he has so many like oddball movies that... Okay, so... When you usually go to a flea market or something like that, people have a bunch of movies. It's the same like 25 movies over and over.
From like 1998 to like 2005.
Right. But this guy you sent me to, he had some weird like out of left field movies. I don't know where he gets them from, but I was like very surprised looking through his stack because I was like... Dude,
there's things I bought from that guy, like series and stuff that I was just like, well, I've never seen this before.
I bought the wife something. It's called Misfits.
Right.
It's a show. And she turned me on to this show. The first season, second season are the best. And we love the characters. It's a very funny show. The guy from Umbrella Academy is in it. That's where he got his start. And I saw it. I was like, I've never seen this show before, and I'll probably never see it after this, so I gotta pick it up. And sure enough, when I brought it home, she's like, "Thank you so much. How do you know me
Was
so
it
well?"
season 1?
Season 1 and 2, I think, actually.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, that's your 2 favorites, too.
Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty cool. Got Misfits, which those are the only seasons that matter, because then they start changing the characters, and it's like, whatever.
Right.
But if you have not seen Misfits season 1 and 2, fucking check them out, because they're fantastic. He had Magnolia, which is a movie that I've seen around forever and a day.
It's a pretty cool case, too.
Yeah, it's very much special edition. And that's another reason why I bought it, because it was like super special edition. And I've actually never seen it, but I've seen it around a million times. It's one of those movies that I feel like I need to watch before I die.
Right.
So I'm like, special edition, sure, I'll pick it up for $1. You're turning me into you. I see. I got it for $1.
Dude, I was in Walmart yesterday, I shit you not, and I walked by 37 movies that before I would have snatched that shit up for $5, $7. But now it's just like, I can't do it. Now when I get it for $1, $2.
Especially a lot of his movies were unopened too.
Yeah, that's the weird thing
I
about
think
it.
this one I got, You Made Me Get High Fidelity, which I've never seen.
It's I like that one. That's one of my better John Cusack movies that I enjoy.
It's unopened. Like, how could I pass it up?
The movie I bought today, Violet and Daisy, that's unopened. Which
Yeah.
that I'm actually really interested to watch that one.
Who was it? Who was it again? That was
It's like 2 younger girls. I don't remember their names off the top of my head, but they've
Right.
been in stuff. But James Gandolfini and Danny Trejo
yeah.
are in it, and it's about these 2 girls are hitmen, and they kill like mob guys and like drug dealers and shit like that for money. And anytime you have James Gandolfini in anything, I'm gonna watch it at least once.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get back to you if I enjoy it. Well, I might throw it on the list for you, but you never
I mean,
know.
if it's silly enough too, like if you're like, it's not good, but it's fucking entertaining
Right.
as shit, like I'm down.
Well, like I said, even in the shittiest of movies, like Gandolfini usually is gold.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm gonna check it out and we'll see.
I haven't seen a James Gandolfini actually, but I liked him in it. The Christmas movie that you made me watch,
Oh, Surviving Christmas.
Surviving Christmas. I hate that movie, but I
He's
loved him in it.
gold,
He's
man.
gold.
He is.
He never does a bad job. He always brought it.
The one I just watched with him last that I love is the last Castle with him and
Castle.
Robert Redford.
Yeah,
It's really good.
I think I've seen that. The next one, you actually told me to get this one. It's John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you hadn't seen that, man.
No, I have not seen this. So
I ain't gonna lie, it's probably been about 15, 20 years since I've watched it, but like it's good.
yeah, I've seen it around recently, and I'm like, I want to check that out.
It's got my
So
boy James Woods at the height of his James Woods.
yeah, it's big letters across the top, James Wood. Like, I'm kind of excited. I actually wanted to check this one out, so getting it for $1, I don't feel like I lost anything, and it's fucking John Carpenter. Like,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. You don't go wrong with him.
He just died not too long ago too.
What
What's that weird shit you bought with the baby dolls?
I'm leaving that one
yeah.
for last.
Oh, sorry.
This was a special edition too, and it's funny because we just talked about this director, Almost Famous.
Almost Famous, great movie.
It's the director's edition, bootleg cut. What does that mean? I'm gonna have to find out. But we just did Vanilla Sky,
Probably like an inside joke from the movie.
and then he what is this? Does this go with the movie, or is this
I don't know.
just like someone stuck the shit in
I don't
here?
know.
That's interesting.
Stillwater.
There's like a CD in it. It's just like a super.
Dude, if that's like from the movie, like how cool would that be?
That'd be so awesome. It'd be so worth it because it was only paid $1 for this shit.
Or what if it has nothing to do with the movie and it's like one of the best albums you've ever heard?
I know, right? It's
You
my new
can't
favorite.
find out who the guy is.
I can't stop listening to it.
This shit is fucking amazing. It gets onto a chart. Nobody's ever heard of this thing.
Right. Those are my favorite. So yeah, I've never seen Almost Famous, and it's a special edition, and I'm like, you know what? Let me check it out. Why not? I love Vanilla Sky and Jerry Maguire.
I do love Jerry Maguire, not Vanilla Sky.
Yes, you liked it.
Still fresh.
You had fun with it.
I did have somewhat fun, but it was like making fun of it more than anything.
And then the last one I got, it's unopened too, I just realized. It's a movie called Bubble. It's released by Magnolia, which is a independent movie company, so I knew. But it's Steven Soderbergh. Have you ever heard that name?
I have. He's a good writer.
Yeah, he does some weird stuff. He's very all over the place. And this has fucking baby doll heads on the cover called Bubble. And I'm just like, this looks weird enough that I'm willing to check it out. So
I'm pretty sure he wrote The Social Network, did he?
maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know.
It was either Soderbergh or the other one.
So yeah, and then what's crazy is like I saw that again at someone else's stand. I'm like, why is this movie popping up everywhere?
Yeah, but that one's unopened.
this one is unopened for $1, so why not
You'll
check
be
it
the
out?
first person to enjoy.
It might
watching
end
that.
up on your list.
Yay!
See,
The cover,
that's
the cover throws me off immediately.
This is the difference between me and you. Is I see this cover and I'm like,
What's
yeah,
that about?
let me check this out. And you see a cover like this, you're like, please
Yo,
keep
put
that away
back.
from
Yo,
me.
Put that back.
Put that back and never talk about it again. That's the difference between me and you.
That's a Greg movie.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And I'm excited to check
You never
it out.
know, man. It might be great. It might be fantastic. Oh, you'd be proud of me, man. A buddy of mine on TikTok made one about what's something that you feel like should get a revamp or a reboot.
Yeah.
I put Kroll.
Kroll? It definitely. Mine is always going to be the Neverending Story.
If you modernize Kroll, it's so much better.
I'm not going to argue that. Yeah, I agree with that.
The acting alone, you know what I'm saying?
Because the story's there.
It really is. It was like I said, I just feel like they didn't execute it well enough, or they were going for too much. Maybe dumb it down just a teeny bit, not a ton.
You just need a little bit more talent.
But
on
you
set.
throw some fucking CGI fire horses on there, bro. Some Rabadashes in real life, dude.
Yeah.
You got to hit. You got to fucking hit.
But there's so much charm in the original that it would take away from the enjoyment of it.
See, I think like if
Bring
you
Liam Neeson back.
honestly, that would be dope. That would be dope. Give him a different part, maybe.
The lead role.
It's too old. You got to get a younger guy.
Oh, I see. Make him.
I have no kingdom.
Make him the father of the daughter.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Have no kingdom.
I have no kingdom.
I don't know. There was something charming about it because everyone was trying.
Well, like you
Like
said,
they may have not been executed it perfectly, but they still
Right.
tried. They were doing something that they loved.
if you see it as a kid,
I saw it.
I
Grown ass man.
can see the nostalgia, but seeing it as an adult, like it's just silly.
I remember the
It's
exact
slapsticky.
moment I fell in love with this movie, Crawl, is when I was over at Mick's house.
Right.
Shout out to Mick. And he always just like randomly puts on movies and then does shit around his house. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Some people like I know can do that, but me, I'm the type like if
You
I
put
catch,
on a movie, you sit down and watch it.
yep, if my eye catches that shit, it doesn't even have to be something I want to watch.
Yeah,
It could just be something on the TV. I'm not doing shit. I'm just gonna be standing there watching it.
exactly. But Mick will like just put on a movie, and as soon as it ends, he grabs another movie and just puts it on. It's the strangest thing, but I'm like, I love him for it because I was over at his house hanging out, and a movie ended, and he's like, put something on. I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, it's Krull. I was like, I've never heard of that. So he puts it on, and I'm sitting there. I did not move from my position halfway through it. He's like, you seem to really like it. I'm like, I love this movie, Mick. And I watched it all the way through. I went home and I bought that motherfucker immediately.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I was like 23, 24.
I really wish I'd have bought that comic that I found, but it was
The Krull.
It was pretty busted up,
Yeah.
but it was like issue 3 of 4.
Why are you crying?
I was
Your eyes are like leaking.
I was just thinking about this movie. So bad, like. And then I thought about how great Black Widow was, and it's just fucking me up, bro.
Did you watch the new one?
The new Black Widow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took my son and wife and
You
saw
liked it?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because like I'd just been so long since I've seen a superhero movie in theaters,
Right.
or if what. But I've always enjoyed her as Black Widow.
Yeah, she does.
She's a character that's not cool in the comics that she made cool to see in the movies.
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's the thing I can say about Marvel is they're really good about like linking up the character with the actor.
yeah, they're great. Same thing with the Falcon. Like, you know, in the comics, Falcon's cool, but he's like Captain America's sidekick, you know?
Mhm.
And now he is the new Captain America, which happens in the comics, which I think is cool too. But Anthony Mackie is a great actor, and I enjoy him in almost everything he's ever done.
Right.
But you are right about that. It's like they know, like Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, dude.
It was too perfect.
Could you see anybody else playing Doctor Strange?
What was
now?
the same with Iron Man?
Yeah, Tony Stark, dude, everything. It's like Kevin Feige was like, "No, I got a guy. No, I know exactly who the guy is."
And as much as I loved the original Hulk, what was his name?
Eric Bana.
No. The actor from the original Incredible Hulk. Oh, I can't think.
You talking about the TV show?
No. The movie.
That's Eric Bana.
Not Eric Bana.
That was the first Hulk.
Edward Norton.
That's the second Hulk movie, bro.
Fuck off. Eric Bana doesn't count.
Eric Bana was Ang Lee's.
Yeah.
Hulk.
That Hulk doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That one doesn't count.
It really is retcon like a mug.
But Edward Norton, I loved him as the Hulk.
Yeah.
But I do feel like
Mark
Ruffalo did a better job. Like he fits the Hulk better.
Well, here's how, like I said, it's almost like with Batman, bro. It's like anybody could get CGI to look like that dude. But how good is your Bruce Banner?
Right.
And I felt like Mark Ruffalo played a good Bruce Banner. Like,
he did. He did like bring something special to it, which I loved Edward Norton and I wanted him to stay the Hulk. But, Mark Ruffalo was still a good choice too. So
Edward Norton's one of those guys that like he's so good at his job that like he can't get out of his own way with shit. Like
that's why
he can't just act. Like I have to act and I have to tell you how the movie should go. What my character wouldn't do that, bro. You didn't write the character.
Yeah.
Like I get it, you got to make it your own, but like,
some directors give their actors that freedom.
But dude, how much do we love American History X? And he was so shitty to that director that the dude wants to tried to take his name off of it.
Yeah, because it's Edward Norton's movie, not even his anymore.
And that's what he said. He's like, I hate this fucking movie. Like, he gets pissed off if you bring it up today about, American History X. Right. And it's one of the best Edward Norton movies he's ever made.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said,
so you see Primal Fear.
That's a good one.
You haven't seen it.
I haven't.
I
keep thinking of the one with the Anthony Hopkins, bro.
No, this one has Mel Gibson as I think he's an attorney, and he's representing Edward Norton, and that's I'm not going to give more away because then it just gives the movie away. But that's basically it.
Have you ever seen The Score?
I don't think so.
With Robert De Niro, Marlon Brando, and Edward Norton?
No.
I'm put that on your list.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because that was a movie
Another sports movie?
It's not a sports movie. It's a heist. It's a heist movie.
Okay, yeah.
It's one of those movies that when you saw the cast, you were like, oh, this will be a great fucking movie. And then me and my dad went and saw it. And we were like, that sucked.
So why are you giving it to me?
Because you might like it.
Probably.
It's got 3 people that I know you love. You love Norton. You love De Niro. I don't know how you feel about Marlon Brando, but if you're a fan of acting, you got to like Marlon Brando a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like Marlon Brando.
That motherfucker take you to acting school every time.
Right.
I told you I bought like a special edition Apocalypse Now.
No, you did not.
I did. It was like a little fold out thing or whatever.
There's so many like additions to that.
Because, oh my God, there's like a million of them.
Yeah, because I got the Steelbook recently because it was at Walmart and I was like, I got to get the Steelbook because I'm never going to see it again.
That movie's a real acid trip too.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense halfway through it. First half of it I like though.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like Full Metal Jacket. Like the first part of it, like
it's almost like 2 movies.
So it is definitely like 2 movies, but the first part is so good. Like you can stop it right after fucking he shoots himself.
See, I like the second part when they go to war.
No, I like the second part too,
yeah.
but the first part is so fucking good.
But like they almost could have made it 2 movies. You know, Full Metal Jacket, and then like the second one would have some cooler like last name.
All right, but this one's only like 20 minutes.
Part 2,
and then part 2 comes out. They're coming out with a new. How do you feel about Orange?
Is the New Black?
No. The movie. The other
Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange. How do you feel about that movie?
Overrated.
Really?
Yeah, I never liked it.
They're coming out with like special editions, and I'm like, I need it because it's been like one of my favorite movies for a long.
It's like Space Odyssey
time.
2001. Like it's supposed to be like this great fucking movie, but I just don't care about it. Like,
It's a 2001 is seriously just like an art. Like it is just art.
yeah.
Like it's not even a movie. It's just art.
Well, they're both Stanley Kubricks, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket.
Everybody
Clockwork
acts like
Orange.
Stanley Kubrick is just like one of the greatest directors of all time.
He had an IQ over like 300.
I mean, that's great, but like doesn't mean your movies are good.
Yeah, he's one of the best directors ever.
See,
To
I
ever
don't
do
agree
it.
with that. Though. Like other than
The
The
Shining?
Other than The Shining, I don't really think any of his movies are that great.
Wow, you're just like, we're doing a movie podcast and you're shitting on Stanley Kubrick, one of the best directors of all time.
That's pure opinion, though. Like,
Yeah, and your opinion is wrong.
there's
and
people
that's
out there
fine.
that don't think Martin Scorsese is a great director.
I have to say, I'm not a huge Steven Spielberg fan.
See, and I'm the opposite. I think Spielberg's made probably, you talk about 20 greatest movies of all time, he's probably made 8 of them.
Yeah, like outside of Jurassic Park, Minority Report, I'm not the
E.T., mother, what?
E.T.
That's my childhood, bro.
I'll take it and leave it. Take it or leave it.
Oh, you're crazy. Dude, fucking Indiana Jones, bro. What?
Back to the Future.
Oh, so many. So many hits.
He's just not one of my.
He even made the Animaniacs, bro.
Yeah, he's just not one of my favorite directors.
And that's fine.
But like
Ready
you
Player
said,
One.
opinion, I didn't think it was that great. Like
What?
I thought it was fun. Ready Player One is fun, but it's not like a great.
It's
movie.
a popcorn movie to the max, but
Yeah.
that's what I thought was so awesome about it.
And that's Steven Spielberg to a T. is
Jaws.
Jaws. He makes popcorn movies. He puts butts in seats.
Right.
And that's just not where I'm like. Under the Skin is where I'm geared towards.
Now, do I think every Spielberg movie's been a hit? No.
No, of course not. He's made so many that you can't
Right.
make all
But
hits.
Like I said, he's
But I would take Stanley over Spielberg.
yeah, I mean, that's why I said that's why the opinion differs.
Right.
And that's why this podcast is so fun because you like that and I like this.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think Spielberg is a GOAT. And Kubrick is a GOAT, technically.
I'm not
even-
saying it. Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from his talent. Like,
Right.
people that love his movies, that's fine. That's fucking fantastic that they love them too. But me personally,
That is pretty funny. Like if you took like War with Cinema and you're like Spielberg versus Kubrick. That's pretty much the podcast.
really is, though. Or like Michael Bay versus fucking Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
shit like that. Like, that's pretty much where we live at, dude.
Yeah, right. David Fincher too. Like David Fincher is like GOAT. Oh fuck, I love everything he's ever done.
You see, like, there's only probably 3 or 4 directors that we would agree with.
Yeah,
We
Martin
would put on
Scorsese,
And Tarantino
Tarantino, yes, definitely.
and Tony Scott. Like, there's like probably, like I said, about 3 or 4 directors that me and you would probably
That's
put
true, yeah.
on our all-time greatest list.
Right. I've been listening to a lot of because he did a book Once Upon a Time based on the movie, but it's like its own thing, Quentin Tarantino. And I've been listening to a podcast that he's featured on trying to promote his book, but he talks about other things. He's so fascinating. Like if I could be like anybody, it would be Tarantino.
Yeah, my biggest gripe with people that don't like Tarantino, like if you're not a fan of his movies, you don't like his style of movie making, that's fine. You know, and I can get that because it may not be for everybody. But when people try to say that he's not intelligent or he doesn't know what he's talking about or like he really missed the mark on that, that's not true. Because if you ever listen to any interview, any time somebody's had a talk with him about anything with any of his movies, he knows that shit better than the history books.
Exactly.
And he'll teach you a lesson about something you had no fucking idea
One of
about.
my favorite things is he's having to defend his creative stance on Bruce Lee.
Yeah, dude, I watched that one.
I
And
watched
thought that was fantastic.
Everyone brings it up. Any interview he's on, they're like, what about Bruce Lee? He's like, all right, well, let's do this. Like, I guess you want to hear about this too. And then he goes on this rampage about how Bruce Lee is just an actor. He's just about show. He's like, I'll take so-and-so and they'll kick Bruce Lee's ass. And I'm like, oh shit. And that's what I love about Quentin Tarantino is he really stands his ground.
Well, no, they're not even. He wasn't even saying that as much as he goes. People out like Bruce Lee couldn't have took a hit. Like we build him up so much in our head. And he goes, Bruce Lee was a bad man. He goes, don't get me wrong, but Bruce Lee was I'm in a contest. I'm getting points to hurt you.
Yeah.
Not I'm trying to end your life. He goes, the guy he was going against, Brad Pitt's character, because that's technically what the movie's about. Is
Yeah.
that guy's life,
Right.
which I didn't know. Like that's where he got the idea for the movie, was that guy's memoirs.
Mm-hmm.
But he's saying he baits him. You know, Bruce Lee kicks the shit out of him the first time, but then he says, "Okay, I seen your move. Now do it again." And because Bruce Lee got him so good with it the first time, Bruce Lee being Bruce Lee probably thought, "Oh, this guy's just talking shit. He don't know nothing about fighting." So he went for the same exact move. But that time Brad Pitt baited him on it and then threw his ass into the car and stuff.
Yeah.
So it is like anybody that thought that they were that man, like they probably would have underestimated the other guy like that. But yeah, Bruce Lee was like, he was a bad dude. But then he also brought up the fact that stuntmen hated Bruce Lee.
Right, because he would hit them.
He would kick the shit.
He would tag them,
yeah, he had the pads. That's what they called it, tagging.
Yeah.
But he wanted it to look realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So be like, hey, I'm sorry I caught you in the face, but it looks good.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I mean?
When we play it back, it'll look amazing. It's
I
like,
gotta
yeah,
get
but
you
I
an
can't
ice
do anything
pack,
about his
but
face.
they're gonna sell it. This is gonna be the
Right.
best Green Hornet episode ever.
Yeah.
And you know, I see both sides of it. But that's why, like I said, if people ever say like, "Oh, Tarantino doesn't know what he's talking about," well, you're fucking stupid because
Yeah, he's the most educated when it comes to like film. Like
Right.
this dude knows. He makes me feel like I don't like film because of how much he.
yeah, he
loves
makes me
film.
feel like he really like we just do this shit. Like he does this shit. We're just like fans of it. Like,
Right, exactly.
yeah, this is definitely a hobby for us. This is his life.
Livelihood, yeah,
Yeah.
film. And he shows it through his movies too. I'm so nervous that he's not going to do a 10.
He will.
You think so?
He's just got to find something.
He
that
keeps
wants to
talking
do.
like if you break Kill Bill 1 and 2 up, he did his 10 technically.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just I want one more.
Somebody will
Quentin.
throw more money at him, bro.
Quentin,
He'll
I
do
want
it.
one more. I need it.
I just hope it's not that Star Trek movie. Like,
No,
how
he-
pissed would you be if that was the last?
He's not
movie
going to
he
do
made?
9 of like original movies and then do one franchise.
Honestly, man, you know what I want to see?
What?
A Jules movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Jackson's character, and like you know how he said he was going to walk the earth and find out. Like, what's Jules doing 30 years later? Like, how cool would that be, dude?
Mine is Kill Bill 3.
That would be dope too. But like, I heard the idea he had for it, and the daughters. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I knew he was going to follow the bride's daughter and
right,
stuff like
and
that.
now she has to fight. What's her name's daughter?
Mhm. The black lady, I forgot her name.
I know her name. It's Vivica A. Fox.
Right.
Yeah, her character.
I would like that. I would like to see that.
It would be cool, but I don't know if you know what I would have. They're both too fucking old to do it now. But if they'd have done a Vega Brothers movie
hmm
with Mr. Blonde and Travolta from Pulp
Right.
Fiction,
I just want a new original movie. I don't want him to do it based on anything he's done before.
Django 2. Oh, I would kill for a Django 2.
Everyone
bro.
loves Django, and I rewatched it recently, and I agree with you. It is one of his better films. Yeah,
It's fantastic, bro.
yeah. So good.
And it's like it came out at a time that like we needed that.
Right.
You
And
know?
the thing is like his movies are. I realize they're always shifting in favorites for me.
Yeah.
Like as the like
I used to hate Jackie Brown, bro, but like I said, I watched it the last time, and I found other things about it that I enjoyed.
love Jackie Brown.
You know, and I really gave me another appreciation for Pam Grier. Like she's so bad, like
Yeah,
she's a great actress. You know,
100%. Yeah.
but next week is like I said, this movie was sad as shit.
Yeah.
Not really sad, just it depressed me personally. So I gotta like
Out cold.
No,
Oh, Under the Skin
Under the
depressed
Skin,
you,
yeah.
so you need something lighthearted.
so I need something lighthearted to get me back in a good mood, and I thought this would be the good movie for
it
that.
depends. Like it depends on how I feel about this, because you might get Primal Fear, or you might get I Melt with You.
Okay.
I've been wanting to give you I Melt with You. I found it out there at the flea market. I should have got it for you.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, but next time.
Later, y'all.
Later.